Press code 4 doesn't seem to. Some of the manager dressed up in a suit for the playoff final.
That's true. Have you ready, guys?
Individual competition.
Okay. These are questions are set by Southport and Formby and the correct answer January 2025. So let's kick off. Brian. Born Peter Waters Dingley, which radio presenter and broadcaster joined BBC Radio 1 in 1969 and BBC Radio 2 in 1998.
What was the name again?
Peter Waters Dingley.
Oh. Steve Wright?
I can go for a bonus.
No offers.
Okay, Johnny Walker. Which German word for potato is also used as a derogatory slang term in other cultures to describe Germans?
Kraut?
Bonus.
No.
Kartoffel.
That's right, yeah. And your last question in this round, Brian. With 5 gold and 1 silver medal, who is Team GB's most successful female Olympian?
Laura Kenny?
Yeah. Okay, Rod. With 5 gold, that's this one. Set in his native county, which BBC drama by James Graham is based on 2 real-life murders during the miners' strike?
Yorkshire.
Let's go for a bonus.
Angela?
Sherwood?
Yes. Jeju, that's Jeju, is which Asian country's largest island?
South Korea.
Yes. And your last one. In the summer of 2009, which city's museum hosted an exhibition by Banksy featuring more than 70 works of art?
Bristol.
Yes. Joe, which 14th century work contains 100 tales told by a group of young people as they shelter outside Florence to escape the Black Death?
Cameron?
Yes. Which term for the colloidal system, do you want me to spell that?
No.
No, okay. Such as a mist or a fog in which the dispersion medium is a gas is also used for a liquid in a container under pressure. It's a bonus.
Brian? Aerosol?
Yes. Which Greek goddess of love and beauty is often depicted as rising from the foam of the sea?
Aphrodite?
Yeah. Angela, which accords, named after the US program to return humans to the moon, are a series of non-binding multilateral arrangements between governments covering norms expected to be followed in outer space?
Artemis.
Yes. In 711 CE, the Umayyad Caliphate, that's Umayyad Caliphate, invaded which peninsula, beginning its Muslim conquest?
Iberian.
Yes. And which company, originally named Cadabra, began operations in the converted garage of its founder as an online bookstore?
Amazon.
Yes. That's the end of the round.
So Brian scored 1 and 1 bonus, 2. Rod scored 2 and 1 bonus, makes 3. Joe scored 2. Angela scored 3 and 1 bonus, 4. 2, 3, 2, 4.
Angela, Rod and Brian have had one bonus and Joe had none.
Okay, round 2. Brian. Which real-life person is portrayed by Joseph Fiennes in James Graham's 2023 play, Dear England? Yeah. Also a province, which is the largest island administered by the People's Republic of China?
I know.
Yes. Lady Godiva, an 1897 painting by John Collier, is displayed in which city's Herbert Art Gallery and Museum?
Coventry.
Yeah. Rod, in October 2024, who was announced as the new presenter of BBC Radio 2's Sounds of the 70s, taking over from Johnny Walker?
Steve Wright.
That's a bonus.
Brian.
Bob Harris.
Bob Harris, yes. Rod, again, traditionally in Italian cuisine, the dough for which dumplings is made of semolina or plain wheat flour, egg and mashed potato?
Gnocchi.
Yes. Which Greek goddess of the spring was known as the queen of the underworld after her abduction by Hades?
Persephone.
Yeah. Joe, which 11th century name is used for an area of northern and eastern England that was under the control of the Viking Empire from the late 9th century to the early 11th century?
Dingle.
That's a bonus.
Angela.
Danelaw.
Danelaw. Hard lands. The bilateral accords signed in 2020 between Israel and the United Arab Emirates and between Israel and Bahrain are named after which prophet common to Judaism and Islam?
Abraham.
Yeah. The founders of which technology company originally nicknamed their system Backrub because it checked backlinks to estimate the importance of a website?
Google.
Yeah. I'm just struggling with the technology. Angela, in meteorology, which word means any large-scale air mass characterised by outward spiralling winds which circulate around a strong centre of high atmospheric pressure? Front? Not a front, no.
Rod.
Anticyclone.
Yes. The plot of which 1947 French novel centres around the Algerian city of Oran, that's O-R-A-M, as it is put under a citywide quarantine to combat an epidemic.
Play.
Yeah. Which Olympic gold medalist cyclist is commissioner for the government's new cycling and walking body, Active Travel England?
Bobby?
Yes, that's the end of that.
Brian scored 3 and 1 bonus, make it 4. And the total 6. Rod scored 2 and 1 bonus, is 3. And the total 6. Joe scored 2 of his own, making the total 4. And you'll just go 2 of her own, 1 bonus, making 3. And the total 7. 6, 6, 4, 7.
And the bonuses are Brian, Rod and Angela 2 and Joe, so
We're on 3. Brian, which Cretan princess is known for helping Theseus escape from the Minotaur and being abandoned by him on an island?
Ariana.
Yeah. In the context of meteorology, advection refers to the horizontal transport of some property of the atmosphere or ocean, which term generally refers to vertical transport.
Convection.
Yes. What is the English title of a 1985 South American writer's novel set against the background of an epidemic?
Years of Solitude.
That's a good bonus.
Angela?
Living the Time of Cholera.
Yes. Rod, which athletic footwear and apparel corporation was known as Blue Ribbon Sports from 1964 to 1971?
Nike.
Yes. Which in 1492, which city and final stronghold of the Moorish kingdom in Spain was surrendered to the Catholic monarchs Ferdinand II and Isabella I, ending the Reconquest?
Granada.
Yep. A pair of interim accords between Israel and the Palestine Liberation Organization in 1993 and 1995 are named after which capital city?
Oslo.
Yes. Joe. Phu Quoc, that's P-H-U, new word Q-U-O-C, is the largest island among the 22 islands located in the Gulf of Thailand, and also the largest island of which country?
Vietnam.
Yes. Typical fillings of which Polish dumplings include potato, cheese, quark, sauerkraut, ground meat, mushrooms, fruits and or berries?
Bluey.
Sorry?
Bluey.
That's a bonus.
Angela?
Plaka.
No. Pierogi. Joe again. When Mark Cavendish won a 35th stage of the Tour de France, whose record did he eclipse?
Eddie Merckx.
Yes. Angela, which real-life person is portrayed by Benedict Cumberbatch in James Graham's 2019 TV drama Brexit, the Uncivil War? Bonus, sir?
Joe?
Cummins.
Yes, Donald Cummins. Prior to Tony Blackburn, who presented BBC Radio 2's Sounds of the 80s, Sounds of the 60s from 1990 until 2017? So bonus.
Brian? Read.
A man called Brian Matthew. And finally, on to which 1886 painting by John Everett Millais, now displayed in the Lady Lever Gallery, was originally titled A Child's World?
Bubbles.
Yes. That's the end of the round.
Brian scored 2 of his own, bonus, giving him a total of 8. Rod scored 3, no bonus, giving him a total of 9. Joe scored 2, no bonus, giving him a total of 6.
Joe got a bonus.
Yeah, Joe got Cummings. So that gives it
6.
gives it 7.
And Andrew scored 1, and a bonus, making 2, giving her a total of 9. So it's 8, 9, 7, 9.
And the bonuses are Brian 3, Rod 2, Joe 1, and Angela 4.
Okay, round 4. Brian. A 1995 accord establishing a framework agreement for peace in Bosnia and Herzegovina was signed at a US Air Force base near which city in Ohio?
Dayton.
Yep. Viking rule in England finally ended in 1066 CE when which Viking king was defeated at the Battle of Stamford Bridge?
Harold, I'd rather.
Yep. Which online dating and geosocial networking application was launched in 2012 under the name Matchbox?
Switch.
Not Switch, no, bonus.
Joe.
Oh, I think that's a Tinder.
Yes. How do you know?
Possibly volunteer.
Rod. Being observations or memorials of the most remarkable occurrences, as well public as private, which happened in London during the last Great Visitation in 1665, is the subtitle of which 1722 book by Daniel Defoe?
A Journal of the Plague Year.
Yes. The standard atmosphere is a unit of pressure defined as 01.325 PA, that's capital P, small a. For what does the PA stand?
I don't know.
Bonus?
Brian.
Pascal.
Pascal. The last question. Which cyclist and swimmer is the most successful by gold medals and most decorated by total medals British Paralympian of all time?
I don't know.
Bonus?
Joe.
Yes. And your own questions, Joe. In 2020, James Graham's stage play, Quiz, was adapted for a TV series of the same name with which Welsh actor portraying Chris Tarrant? Yeah. From 2010 until 2021, who presented 11 series of his golden years on BBC Radio 2, playing his favourite hits of the 50s and 60s?
So what were the dates again?
2010 until 2021.
Cambridge.
Not Ken Bruce, no.
Right.
Turn back then.
No, anyone else?
You Ken, right?
Yes.
Go on then.
Bill Kenwright. And the last question, Joe. The 1980 painting, Coming from the Mill, is housed in a gallery in which city?
Salford.
Yes. Angela. The flightless bird, which flightless bird was named after the Titan daughter of the earth goddess Gaia and the sky god Uranus?
Dodo?
Not the dodo, no.
Joe.
Rhea.
Really?
Oh. Yeah.
You covered.
Yeah.
You covered, okay. Which technique for preparing vegetables such as potatoes by cutting them part way through and then roasting them is named after a restaurant in Stockholm?
Hasselback?
Yes. The southern tip of Sakhalin, Russia's largest island, lies 40 kilometres at 25 miles north of which Japanese island? Would you like to spell Sakhalin?
Honshu?
Not Honshu, no.
Rock.
Hokkaido.
Hokkaido, yes. And that's the end of that round.
Brian scored 2 of his own and 1 bonus, making 3. Gives him a total of 11. Rod scored 1 of his own and 1 bonus, 2. Give him a total of 11. Joe scored 2 of his own and 3 bonus, and 5. 7 is 12. Angela scored 1 of her own, making a total of 10. So it's 11, 11, 12, 10.
And Brian, Joe and Angela have had 4 bonuses and Rod's had 3.
Okay, round 5. Brian, amethyst and citrine are varieties of which hard crystalline mineral?
Quartz.
Yes. In February 1964, the Beatles were seen in America for a record 73 million on whose show?
Sullivan.
Yes. Formed in 1934 and working in over 100 countries, which UK charity, governed by Royal Charter, specialises in international, cultural and educational opportunities?
British Council.
Yep. That's your turn again. Sorry. Rod, which English charity that manages over 400 historic monuments, buildings and places has Stonehenge within its portfolio?
English heritage.
Yes. Ruby and sapphire are varieties of which mineral? A ring silicate.
Corundum.
Yes. In 1959, from an office and recording studio dubbed Hitsville, USA, who created the first major black-owned record label?
Berry Gordy.
Yes. Joe, the event in which Buddy Holly, Richie Valens and the Big Bopper died became known as the day the music died, after it was referred to as such in which 1971 song? Yeah. CPRE, the Countryside Charity, is the new shorter name of a charity formed in 1926. What do the letters RE stand? Yes. Emerald and aquamarine are varieties of which mineral a crystalline form of aluminium oxide?
So which two?
Emerald and aquamarine.
Jet.
Not jet, no.
Rod.
Beryl.
Beryl, yes. Angela, timothy green in colour and mined and highly prized in China for millennia, nephrite is one of the two varieties of which silicate mineral?
Jade.
Yeah. Featuring John Lennon on the cover, which American monthly magazine which focuses on music and popular culture was launched in San Francisco in 1967?
Gramophone?
Say again?
Gramophone.
No, not gramophone.
Rod.
Rolling Stone.
Rolling Stone, yes. And finally, Angela, which UK charitable organisation was formed by an 1891 amalgamation of the Fin, Fair and Feather Folk and the Plumage League?
RSPB.
Yes. That's the end of the round.
So Brian scored 3 of his own. In the top 14. Rod scored 3 of his own and 2 bonus. 5. That makes him a total of 16. Joe scored 2 of his own. A total of 14. And Angela scored 2 of her own.